Hello, fabulous Libra. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of November 2015, Love Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month, when it comes to love, it is an adventurous landscape for you. And this is largely thanks to Venus. Venus is in your sign and having all kinds of communications with other power players in the sky, suggesting kind of an adventure, yes, a changeable environment, yes, some strong feelings coming after a period of stability. So normally we like to see it the other way around, right? We like to see the instability leading to stability. But for you, actually, it's happening a little bit differently. So this month we will have Venus moving through your sign. And at first has a conversation with Saturn. This is good, right? Saturn is stability, is security, is long-term. And this is you having an understanding of yourself about what it is that you really want for the big picture, especially where it comes to love. This is also, I have to say, a really good time if you want to do something like any kind of little cosmetic procedure or change that you really like. Go classic, okay? Do go very classic. And as long as you do that, you sort of make over, make under, whatever on that side, you will actually really like the results, and everything should go quite well, okay? Having said that, that conversation is really nice. Utilize that to your advantage, because as we move further into the month, we are going to have the landscape change a little bit. So it is right around the middle of the month with the new moon that Venus is speaking in harmony with Saturn. Utilize that time well, and all will be well in your world. But then as we move forward, Venus will speak with Pluto, stand across Uranus. Now this is going to be when the adventure begins. And it really is in the second part of the month that that adventure starts to kick up for you. So Venus is speaking with Pluto, kicking up some very strong emotions, and some cases, emotions from the past. And in some cases, this could even be some kind of a reminder, awareness, hearing some news about somebody that you were connected to in the past. That does sort of kick up, not just an awareness for you, but I have to say that this could be someone else's happiness, you having to work at being happy for that person. It could end up being a situation like that, really. So it might be someone you long ago moved on with. You're like, okay, good riddance, thank you very much for that experience. And it might have been a way long time ago, but just hearing about some development in their life might stir up some feelings for you. And if that is the case, and if that should happen, then of course, remind yourself all the reasons that it's for the best, because you might actually need some of that reminding. So make sure you might want to go to somebody, maybe a family member, someone who was there at the time, who was walking with you through that experience. And now you can say, hey, remember that? Look what's happening with dude, or look what's happening with that girl, and you're able to work out your feelings with that. So that can end up being really helpful to you. If in doubt, you might want to reach out to somebody who's known you for a while, okay? So that they can remind you of why it is a good thing that this person is no longer with you and is now moving in a direction further and further away from you. And then we have Venus standing across from Uranus in the sky. So this is really information seeming to come out of nowhere, right? This is really like lights coming on where it comes to matters of love and matters of heart. So you know how I started this reading by saying, if you want to do a makeover, you want to do a change, you want to have some kind of slight cosmetic procedure, maybe get a tattoo or refine your tattoo, do that at the new moon. Like strive to do that right at the new moon. Because the time you don't want to do it is, as we're moving towards the full moon. Because it is then, as Venus stands across from Uranus, that the results could be like really unexpected and just really kind of catch you out of nowhere, right? So this is what you want to be mindful of. So on the one hand, okay, yes, there's a matter of appearance, right? So don't go for any big drastic changes. You might not even realize what you're going to come out with. This would not be a good time to, hairdresser kind of stuff, none of that. But where it comes to matters of heart, this is really the truth. I mean, this is it just being laid plain and bare in front of you. This is the truth about what's happening with you where it comes to matters of heart. And so this is going to be important for you to pay attention to. It's going to be important for you to look at this, and it could be, something that you kind of knew, okay, but you didn't really want to look at. This could be something that you had some questions about, but you didn't want to know the answer, so you didn't ask. But this also really could be, if you are open to meeting somebody new, I mean, this could be someone who comes in like a tornado, like seems to come out of nowhere to catch your attention, okay? So how you deal with that is up to you, but it does look like it takes you a moment to understand what's happening. But it could end up being actually quite a nice exchange after the surprise kind of wears down. If you are getting to know somebody, then this is really that, oh, I didn't realize that's how you are, that's who you are. But more importantly, I think that it's very likely if you're in an established partnership, right? I mean, this is really going to be that moment of understanding as to how this person is changing you in ways that you like or ways that you don't like. And this is going to be sort of a moment for you where you realize what is it, what part of you, what part of your past or whatever it may be, what part of your psyche, what part of your karma has brought you to this person, has brought you into this committed relationship, like what's really going on under the surface and what it is that you really want. For some people, that awareness will soften that person to them that much more. For others, it will be like, really wanting to go separate ways. I would really invite you, and especially if you're watching this and you are with someone who is a Libra, I would advise you, maybe you don't want to do things to like push buttons, maybe you don't want to deliberately be agitating, right? Even if it's just joking, just having some innocent fun, pulling a ponytail lightly, just really don't. Because the reaction may be really, really strong and may seem to come out of nowhere. So there is possibly going to be a part of you that is provoked. And that could be good, an awakening, okay? But that might also be like a moment that takes you a little bit off guard and makes you say, okay, like there's a whole other layer to this I hadn't even considered before. So with this particular very active Venus, the ways that you use it to your advantage is that you remember your ruling planet is Venus. Venus is goddess of love. Venus is coming home in your sign, okay? So you, in many ways, have that power within you. You have that ability to see things from a more divine perspective, especially where it comes to matters of heart. And so instead of going sort of, all over the place with feelings and emotions and things happening and trying to figure it out, stay rooted in that understanding of yourself, okay? That in turn will allow whatever experiences do show up for you, will allow you to roll with it, will allow you to understand how, okay, yeah, I kind of, felt that coming. I kind of knew that. Yeah, I suspected something, but I didn't want to ask, but okay. And it may also lead you to understand that maybe, your own experience in this relationship in many ways has been determined by you. Your own experience in your romantic interactions have been influenced and are much more about you than you previously had fully acknowledged or even fully owned as well. Now that's where the power is, right? And that's what I really like about this month for you, is that ultimately your power lies in seeing yourself differently. As I like to say, seeing yourself differently as reflected through the eyes of another. Seeing something within yourself where you realize how matters of a heart and your own experience in love, whether your journey with one person or your journey throughout your life, regardless, how it is that all of this ultimately has been a reflection of you all along, of your expectations, of what you really wanted, of what you have hoped for in the other person, and ultimately what it is that you believe that you deserve. When you take that level of ownership, then you also take ownership for valuing yourself that much more. And that in turn ensures that there's more love, much more love available to you.